The shadows whisper. It began on the night of the blackout. Sam lived alone in a small, creaky apartment at the edge of town. When the lights flickered out, he shrugged it off and lit a candle, settling in for a quiet evening. But then he noticed the shadows on the walls. At first they were normal, faint outlines of furniture and the candle's flicker. But as the hours dragged on, the shadows began to shift unnaturally. One stretched higher, reaching the ceiling, its edges sharp and deliberate, like a hand clawing at the plaster. Sam dismissed it as exhaustion. "Just my eyes playing tricks on me," he mumbled. But then he heard it, a faint whisper, almost indistinguishable from the sound of the wind outside. "Sam!" The voice was hoarse, like a rusted blade dragged across stone. His blood turned cold. "Who's there?" he demanded, gripping the candle as his only shield. The shadows moved again, this time coalescing into a figure. It was tall, impossibly thin, with hollow eyes that glowed faintly, its head tilted as if studying him, its voice now clearer. "You invited me in," it hissed. Sam's heart raced. He tried to think back. Had he? When? The figure stepped closer, its shadowy form growing darker and more tangible. The whispers turned into a chorus, echoing around the room, mocking him. "I didn't invite you," he shouted, his voice cracking. "Oh, but you did." The figure grinned, revealing jagged, blackened teeth. "When you lit the candle, you opened the door." The flame flickered violently, casting grotesque shapes across the walls. Sam tried to blow it out, but the flame wouldn't die. Instead, it grew brighter, illuminating the figure's full, horrifying form. Skeletal limbs, a gaping chest cavity, and eyes that bore into his soul. As the light grew blinding, the figure lunged. The candle went out. When the lights came back on the next morning, the apartment was empty. The only sign Sam had ever been there was the faint smell of wax and a shadow on the wall. A shadow shaped like a man, frozen mid-scream.